Hey guys, I am trying to go live here. I don't know why this is not working. Anyhow, hello. There we go. We are on. Okay, we are on. Hi everyone. I wanted to come on and talk about some quality issues with generic medications, um, and sort of just review the process by which medications are checked for ongoing quality after the initial approval process. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Dana Mincer. I am a primary care physician, owner of Love Health Direct Primary Care. And my goal is to reform the healthcare system because it is very, very broken and we need authentic connection and time in order to actually get people healthy. And that is what we do here at Love Health. I have started this podcast recently called The Unfiltered Doctor because I truly believe in access to information, and not just simply following the rules of engagement as they've been presented to most of us. That includes, questioning science, which is important. That's the basis of science. That's how new scientific discoveries are made, and not just sort of like accepting the general algorithms that the medical community, or really any community for that matter, has pushed on us. So I wanted to tell you about a situation I recently had. I do some hormone replacement therapy. I do not replace hormones for like bodybuilding purposes, but I do have patients that come to me, and within the primary care practice, hormone replacement is warranted for both those born of the male sex and the female sex. I had 4 patients just within the last month who are on testosterone replacement therapy, so injectable testosterone cypionate, whose testosterone levels have just like plummeted when we rechecked. And I asked them all to please send me a picture of the testosterone that they were getting. They were all getting, insurance covered testosterone from the pharmacy. Um, and they all had something in common. And it happened to be that they were all on Hikma brand, or Westward brand, testosterone replacement therapy, testosterone cypionate. It was all the same NDC. So I did report this to MedWatch, and I have not heard anything back. The report I put in, I believe it was like last week or something. And I did call a few of the pharmacies. The pharmacies are these larger chain pharmacies that were basically like, well, we can't do anything about it. That's just, it is what it is. This is who we buy from, and this is who we have the agreement with. This is the manufacturer, which is sort of sad that happened. And so there are other options for testosterone replacement, and that got me thinking about, okay, well, compounded medications, or medications that aren't considered like generic FDA approved medications, have gotten a bad rap recently. But I personally use one pharmacy that I highly trust. It's a compounding pharmacy, where I order medications to. And they do, I know that they do a quality check on every batch they make. And it just got me thinking about, like, wait a second, I should be talking about this. Just because you're getting a generic medication, does that mean that that medication is safer than any other medication that you have? Like, who's checking these medications? What's happening with this? So I did a little research, and I wanted to come on here and just sort of read to you what I had to sort of put it together in a nice format. But I wanted to give you the overview of how medications, if you're on them, are checked by the FDA, right? So initially, there's like an initial process. It's like the approval process before the drug is released to market, and then after that, there is an ongoing quality control product. So this product, testosterone, has been around for a long time. So this would be under the guise of like ongoing quality control product, or testing for this product, right? And so basically what my research found was that the checks on these products are very much determined by, sorry, my internet keeps, I'm a little in and out here. But the checks on these products are are inspected by, for domestic and foreign manufacturers. They're conducted or inspected every 2 to 3 years. Every 2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's how often that your drugs are getting checked for quality, if they're generic drugs that are FDA approved. And then the high risk or non-compliant sites may be inspected more frequently. What does that mean to me? That means nothing to me. There is a separate process for foreign sites that they use a risk-based scheduling through a site selection model. But the other thing that they do is ongoing batch testing. So the first thing that I was talking about was facility inspections. Like, how often do they actually go into these facilities and inspect? So every 2 to 3 years. For batch testing, so when they make a drug, they usually make it in batches, large quantities. It's a batch. And the summary is that manufacturers have to perform in-house batch testing per lot or per production cycle, and this happens continuously. However, the FDA may perform spot check testing of products at any time, though. So this basically means that we're reliant on self-reporting. The manufacturers of these drugs are self-reporting their quality. So there's not really any great oversight on this, basically. And the FDA may or may not come in and do spot check testing of the products at any given time through like surveillance sampling at retail pharmacies, so your CVS, Giant, whatever, or random sampling if the drug is an imported drug. And then the manufacturers must also submit an annual product quality report to the FDA. So again, we're relying on self-reporting by the manufacturers, which is sort of scary if you think about it. If there is a problem with a drug, like I did, I submitted the problem to MedWatch, but I got no response whatsoever. And then there is also the FAERS system, or FAERS, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's the FDA Adverse Event Reporting System. And basically, if enough safety signals are detected, then the FDA may initiate like label changes or warning letters or whatever. But I just wanted to put that out there that if like for myself at least, I have now switched these patients over to compounded testosterone cypionate from one pharmacy that I trust, because I know that they're doing batch checks on every batch, and I have never had any issue with quality. I was just, lucky enough, or we were lucky enough that I check my patients frequently, my patients that are on hormone replacement therapy. Like, I do enough frequent checking that what I noticed was a pattern where like just the testosterone levels had gone from really good and the patients were feeling good to just plummeting. And I have brought them in, and thankfully I have less patients in my model of practice. So I'm able to message them or call them immediately when this happens, and discuss the situation with them. And nothing had changed about the way that they were taking the medication. And so I was just lucky enough to see that there was a pattern happening here, and it happened to be with this specific brand. So I don't know if I'm going to get censored for calling people out or not on social media. There's a good chance that I might do this. But if you are on testosterone replacement therapy by Hikma, I should say Hikma, Hikma. Otherwise, they merged also with Westward, so they're sometimes known as Westward. You should probably have your testosterone levels checked if you're not feeling great, and just know that this is happening. So I hope that this information was helpful. It's not intended to scare. It is intended to educate you, because you deserve this information. I would hope that I'm not an expert in other fields, and so I would hope that if I needed information in those fields, that somebody else would do the same for me. In peace and health. If you have any questions, you can go onto our website at www.lovehealth.com. I'll put this up on the banner right now. www.lovehealthdbc.com. Here we go. And that's us. And you can feel free to submit a contact information on there if you're interested. We can get back to you you can also sign up for membership there as well. And I hope everyone's doing well and are off to a great start of their summer. Bye.